Hello, everyone. I'm the Vacuuminator.
I'm Buster.
And this week in Toku, we're going to be discussing some strikes news, some animation news, and some comics news. What the fuck is this? No prize? I don't know anymore. Buster, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Today was a good day. Got some homework and some editing work done. You'll see the editing work eventually. I'll let you know when the first one comes out. Yeah, it's been a pretty fun day, I'd say. Very productive, even if I haven't been working on my own videos. But hey, I finally got the Fiona and Cake video out, and that took way too long. Longer than it should have. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I'm a little tired, a little delirious, a little down with the sickness, but we're getting on. We're getting right along. We're getting right into telling you to like, comment, subscribe to Modular Media. Check us out on the social media, and yeah, that's it. That's all the plugging we need to do anymore, right? Like everybody knows the drill, isn't that true?
Yeah. Let's get into the drill.
Yeah, let's drill. I'm gonna bring up the news drill right now with all of our news or straight out of the news mine. And the first one we got is well, folks, it sucks to say, but we lost another one. Naka Yosuke, known for roles in Goggle 5, Kamen Rider, and Sky Rider, passed away at the age of 93 this week. Unfortunately, I'm not familiar with any of his roles, as I've not seen any of those shows. But nonetheless, legendary actor in the Toku industry, and it always sucks to lose somebody from so far back, you know?
Yeah, he was Grand Marshal Deathmark in Google 5, who was basically the villain for episodes 15 through 50. So I assume Google 5 got a retool at some point, because that's a weird place to introduce one of your major villains. What else? Yeah, very, very much sucks to like lose. Yeah, he's also a voice actor. He voiced in Doraemon, which is like a long-running Japanese show. So, yeah, he even voiced like freaking Megabyte in the Japanese dub of Reboot.
Oh my god!
So he's got talent.
He's got that 90s kid cred, so, you know, hope his family's doing okay and everything.
Yeah.
Anyway, the Hollywood strikes are over as of last week, and because of that, it's now time to talk about that show that both of us are very much mildly disinterested in. Godzilla Legacy of Monsters, or Monarch Legacy of Monsters, got a trailer a little while back. It's actually had a couple trailers since then, but this is still considered to be the main one, the one I have linked down in the video description with all the other news links. So, I figured we just kind of talk about it because the first two episodes are supposed to drop on Apple TV this Friday. But
worst streaming service known to man, according to my friend Wyatt.
Yeah, I've heard they have some good underrated shows on there, but like it's fucking Apple TV. I ain't
also here's the thing. I heard they have some good shows, but also the actual interface I heard is sucky. Now this looks like a pretty show.
Yeah, this looks like it has the same budget as the movies, which is really surprising.
Yeah, and I'm watching this trailer without audio, so I don't know how the dialogue is, but it looks fine. This looks like the epitome of fine streaming show that's big budget.
Yeah, there's a lady, her dad was in Monarch, and she's trying to learn about all that, and also there's a whole through line of I'm trying to remember his name, Kurt Russell and his son Wyatt Russell, because Wyatt Russell is an actor now. They're both playing the same character at different points in time, and that's going to be like a major thing throughout the story. And like they're gonna finally delve into what the hell Monarch is, because Monarch's just kind of always been there in the background of the legendary movies as like an organization that facilitates things happening, but never really fully explained. And I think this is just going to be like, hey, here's our equivalent of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., everybody.
And like, honestly, I'm very disinterested in that. I love me human plots in Godzilla movies, but this ain't it, Chief. This ain't it.
Yeah, obviously we're gonna watch it for the show, and hopefully it'll be all right. But I'm not particularly excited about it. The thing that's the most exciting about it for me, honestly, is just getting to see Wyatt Russell in a thing again, because I really liked him in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and He was in something else. I think is it one of the Jump Street movies he's in? I
Let
think
me
that's where I
Google
first
his
saw him.
name, Wyatt Russell.
Yeah. Well,
He
yeah,
was
Wyatt Russell's a good actor. He's a nepo
22
baby.
Jump Street.
Yeah,
22.
yeah. Yeah, he was really good in that. He was really good in The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and he's a rare case of like, yeah, you're a nepo baby actor, but you're also just a really good actor, so I don't mind it. So I'm looking forward to seeing him in some scenes here, and hopefully it's enjoyable. The little glimpses we get of Godzilla and some of the other kaiju's in this at least look really good.
Yeah, they look on par with the actual movies and even a bit better because there's not any abysmal like too dark lighting like in the King of the Monsters movie.
Yeah, there's a looks like there's going to be a huge set piece where Godzilla comes out of the sand in the desert in this.
Yeah, finally quarry fights. Woohoo!
We did it. We finally made a Mary Toku real again, everybody.
Yeah.
Uh
Speaking of somewhat a Mary Toku,
oh my
Fortnite.
god. Actually, we have to touch on something before we get on to that,
Oh,
because there is a little bit of housekeeping to be done in terms of news. If you're not on the internets too much, you probably won't have seen any of this. But there have been a lot of rumors going around about big changes coming to Kamen Rider Gotchard over the last week. None of them are true. It was all people trying to fearmonger and blow smoke over everybody's ass. The few reliable leakers we have for Toei stuff all came out of the woodwork to say these people are full of shit. Don't believe them. And we've gotten a few little bits of information that have basically confirmed they're full of shit. Don't believe them. So if you've seen anything within the realm of maybe Kamen Rider Gotchard not being the main character of Kamen Rider Gotchard anymore, don't believe that shit. It's completely wrong and stupid. But what's not wrong or stupid is Fortnite. I hear it's a pretty good and fun game. And they added another King-Ohger map to it. Now you can play in Gokkan, although it doesn't really particularly look like Gokkan. It just kind of looks like generic Winter Forest.
yeah. I mean, hey, this actually looks like a bit more like the other King-Ohger maps looked more. How do I put it? Like just like places
They
to
ripped the
explore.
STI files.
Well, not even just that, but they were like they weren't. You couldn't really play there. They were just like places to explore and look at all the details. This is actually
Yeah.
like playable.
Yeah,
So
this
I
this
like
looks like
that.
an actual Fortnite map. It doesn't just look like the files for the green screen were dumped into the game.
Yeah, so they're getting better at this. Hopefully, they continue to get better. I've been playing Fortnite actually recently, just because I'm like, the new update got me interested to play again, and I like using Goku to shoot people.
Mhm.
And so yeah, you check
I,
this out. We'll see.
I was a little tempted to finally give it a try because of that, but I've just been really busy the last couple of weeks, so I never found time for it.
Yeah, maybe we could squad up eventually.
Yeah, maybe. But hey, how are your pants doing, everybody? You holding those up just fine?
Okay,
Well,
that's a terrible starter question.
fuck off. I'm being a silly goose. If you can't hold your pants up, hey, Bandai's got you covered as long as you got a saber driver because they're doing the thing they've been doing for a lot of old DX belts recently. They're releasing adult size straps for it, the high spec belts as they're called. So
This is probably the best looking one.
yeah, because it's a different color. All the ones for the old drivers have just been like the standard gray, but Saber has a red belt strap, so it's at least a little visually different. Also, it comes with little sword holders. I think those are. Or those,
Book holders, book holders.
yeah, I was gonna say, are those for the Wonder Ride books? I gotta fucking learn myself about Saber at some point.
Yeah, I
Uh,
like it. It's a good show.
so I have heard. But hey, another good show is King-Ohger, and King-Ohger is getting a webtoon, everybody. It actually has gotten it. Should be past tense, because they just dumped it on the Toei Tokusatsu fan club without warning anybody. They were just like, hey, this fucking King-Ohger webtoon. Go pay for our service and read it right now.
It
Uh,
looks really cool, and apparently
yeah,
they already released the first 3 episodes for free. So
it's pretty cute. So
the artwork looks really good, and it's Rita focused. So I want this to eventually.
yeah,
Um,
somebody translate that shit. Get on that. Come on, where are we at right now, people?
I know.
We're at Netflix's
Speaking
Geek
of,
Week because it's time to talk about the Ultraman Rising trailer. Ultraman Rising is a new animated movie coming to Netflix. This is a completely original Ultraman property. It doesn't have anything to do with the anime based on the manga that they were doing up until very recently. Kind of Pixar-y, but also got like some Sony animation flavor in there, and honestly, I think it looks really cute and fun. We don't normally talk about animated projects on here, but I was so impressed by this that I was like, "Hey, let's throw this out there. Let's talk about this for a minute because it just looks like a really smooth, really charming little take on Ultraman."
yeah. So this, like, I guess because I no, this is directed by I think what's his name. Let me do a googling. But it's directed by the guy who also did Kubo and the Two Strings, which is one of my personal favorite animated movies.
Is that Travis Knight?
No, that's Shannon Tyndall.
Oh,
I think he's
okay.
worked with Travis Knight, but like Travis Knight, they're both like of alumni that like
Yeah.
that was, and you can kind of see some Kuboisms in the way like characters are designed, especially the
Mhm.
humans.
Yeah, that was one
Ultraman,
thing that actually really impressed me about this is like the animation models for the humans. For something that's like Western CGI kind of Pixar-esque, they actually look really distinctly Asian. A lot of people in movies of that kind of animation style tend to just look really homogenous, pseudo white people. But like everybody in here is like they look like an Asian person and they also look like a really distinct Asian person. So I thought that was cool to see.
yeah, and this is also technically the second Ultraman to be a baseball player. The first one was Rosso. I'm pretty
Mm.
sure like one of the Showa ones was, but like modern Ultraman to be a baseball player because Rosso had an entire baseball episode. So that's kind of cute. Like Ken Sato is this new Ultraman. We don't know what's his Ultraman name yet, but I assume it'll probably be something like either Rise or some shit. Because I mean, the other American Western produced Ultraman were called Great and Powered. So
I
there's
hope
like
they just call him Ultraman Rising. That's a fun and goofy enough pseudo English name that
yeah.
I could be fine with it.
Probably just call him Ultraman in the movie, but we'll see whenever he gets a galaxy. This guy's gonna appear in a galaxy fight
Oh,
eventually.
definitely, definitely. Also, the English dub, which is the main way this trailer was put out, doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah,
Um,
they're getting a Gokai Blue for the Japanese voice of the Ultraman in the Japanese dub.
yeah, it's one of those things. It's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Well,
And I
um,
love how this premise is basically just, hey, Son of Godzilla? What if we did that with Ultraman?
Yeah, it's good, it's fun, it's goofy. I don't. There's a part of me that thinks like maybe that's not the whole movie, maybe that's like a couple of scenes. But it does look really cute and fun because this is just a teaser trailer. We don't have like a whole plot breakdown trailer yet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they did reveal the premise like even before the trailer, like a year ago, was like Ultraman has to
Oh,
take care of a
okay.
kid. So this is
I
like
I literally did not hear about this until the trailer was making the rounds the other
no, I've
day.
been excited for this for a couple years now. I was like, oh, an Ultraman animated movie, and it's like a
Okay.
new. Yeah, I've been like keeping my eye on this, and I'm very excited to see it. And I hope you're excited to buy merchandise for it.
Yep, because they've already announced there's going to be an SH Figuarts. I think it's going to be revealed at Tamashi Nations 2023, whenever that's happening, probably sometime in the next 2 months, I would imagine. And yeah, there's just a simple image of like, hey, we're making a Figuarts. Should be interesting to see because very different proportions from a lot of the characters that tend to get SH Figuarts. The
I mean,
closest
Shin
thing
Ultraman.
Shin Ultraman is like a tall, skinny boy, though. This guy's like a fucking Dorito man. The closest thing they've done to that is across the Spider Verse Miguel O'Hara, and even
Yeah,
then, it's not as extreme as it is with this Ultraman.
yeah,
So
that's fair.
be interesting to see just how that figure turns out. But it seems as if Godzilla Minus One has turned out rather well because it's already nominated for like 8 different awards at the same prestigious Japanese film awards ceremony, the Hochi Awards, which I've never heard of before, but I don't pay attention to award shows in the West, so this article says it's a prestigious and well liked Japanese film award thing. So I'm going to trust them and just be really impressed that this is nominated for basically every category I could think of for a film awards thing. It's nominated for best movie, best director, best lead male actor, best lead female actor, best supporting actor, best supporting actress, best newcomer, best international competition, and best animated film.
Is it animation?
I
I mean, there
mean,
is animation in it.
Godzilla's fully CGI in the movie, isn't he?
I
I
think
guess that
no,
counts enough in Japan.
I don't. Maybe you're misreading. I don't know. Whatever.
Uh,
Anyway,
Read the whole thing.
speaking of Godzilla,
Yeah, the classic Marvel Godzilla comic is getting an omnibus reprint at Marvel that is going to be coming out in October of next year, which is just pretty dang cool. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but there's a whole generation of comic readers for whom this was their introduction to Godzilla, and it's an iconic and important chapter in the Marvel universe. These books are canon to the greater Marvel cosmology. So if you've never read them before, maybe call your local comic book shop and put down a pre-order for these.
yeah, and it just really like impressing me how like Marvel's basically been reprinting all their licensed books recently. Like, I mean, we started with Rom, then Micronauts, and now the Godzilla years.
Yeah. What's next, I wonder? Are we gonna
I think
get
those are the three major ones.
yeah, the three major ones that aren't Transformers and G.I. Joe and Star Wars, but they reprinted their Star Wars stuff back when they got the license back. So
Yeah, and like Godzilla
I think it's probably
J.
due for a new printing because it's probably been out of print for a little while since then. But
Yeah,
like, it's not like this is where it's like this hasn't. I don't know if this has ever been collected in trade. Be honest,
yeah,
because trades didn't become a thing till the mid to late '90s.
true.
Yeah. But yeah, exciting. Looking forward to checking it out. And another bit of merchandise you can get oh so excited for is SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Gotchard, which has been officially announced with a pretty teaser image. Um, I gotta admit, I'm not really feeling this one, Chief. Like on the one hand, it's cool that they did the accuracy of actually chroming the armor bits, but I just look at those and I go, okay, how long until that starts flaking? How long? That is a ticking time bomb right there. Also, there's so much layered plastic on the torso that it looks really bulky and like it's going to be hard to articulate. I don't see a lot of range of motion in those ab and chest joints. And it's weird because like it doesn't look that bad in the show to me.
I got nothing. I'm not. I'll probably collect like a vinyl or a kid's action figure of. Maybe if I find the SH figure arts at like a convention or a retro game shop, maybe.
Yeah.
'Cause-
I mean, it's not the worst made during the show's airing figure art I've ever seen, but it just looks a little wonky to me. And
I'll probably wait for a reissue.
yeah, and I mean, as a long running toy collector, I just like modern chrome is never something I'm excited to see. It's purely my own collecting biases speaking here, but I'm sure there's people who are just like, hey, I like the show, I like figure arts, I'm getting this. So if you're one of those people, more power to you. Go hit up your local import toy store website place. Uh,
Yeah.
but that's all the news that's fit to print. So Buster, you want to take us on to the new releases?
Oh boy, yeah, I do. Ultraman Blazer, episode 17, The Wandering Zagil.
Ooh, oh, wow. This was a nice one. This was a
Yeah.
nice little boy right
They
here.
got like, Kaido from Kamen Rider 5s to be like an ultra rival for his episode. It's great.
See, you say that, but I went, holy shit! It's fucking Juzo from Shinkenger.
Yeah, I think I looked at the Kamen Rider wiki because like when I was looking at the actor because I was like that actor looks familiar. I was like, oh, it's Kaido from 5s. I was like, oh,
Yeah. He's been in a bunch of stuff, but I think this is his first Ultra role,
yeah.
and
So he has the all big three.
yeah, he friggin' nailed it too. Like I really enjoyed this character and seeing like the brief sort of friendship develop between him and Gento. And it was just one of those kind of like Ultraman episodes that it's like it's got a really nice sense of like pathos and melancholy to it. It's all really right there on screen, so there's not too much I can say to like read into it and go like this is why it's good, but it was a really enjoyable little watch.
Yeah, and it was really cute with Zangil teaching Blazer how to do the sword thingy.
Oh yeah, that was some great suit acting. Also, just like this show always has like I don't think of it as a comedy show, but it always has like one really good comedic timing moment per episode, and this one where he puts on the goggles and then just like immediately grabs Gento and is like, "We're gonna fucking super jump, let's go!" That was
Yeah,
great.
yeah, it's good. I hope Zangil appears again because like it feels like he was supposed to be positioned as like a rival, but like maybe he'll appear again. But like
I
I
don't
don't know.
think we'll see him again, but I definitely think that guy who gave him his mission in the flashback is going to show up at some point.
Yeah, what was his mission again?
To free 108 souls of kaijus and send them to the afterlife.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, Solid Blazer. Go watch it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
Blaze are good.
yeah. Also, speaking of good shows, Kamen Rider Gotchard, episode 10, Kyoto in Flames, Heartbreak, the electrifying Kemi incident.
I didn't love this one.
You
I didn't
didn't?
I didn't hate it, but I also didn't love it. It just kind of felt kind of wonky to me. Um like I get what it was going for, but something about like the pure like cartoonishly evil characterization that the brother had when he was possessed by the Kemi really threw me off.
I mean, I still really love this one, especially the ending. Like the ending of the episode, like the climax was just chef's kiss. When it's like the best friend goes, I still haven't remembered his name. He goes like to
Kajiki.
the what? What's his
Kajiki.
name? Hajiki. Hajiki goes like to the like his love interest. Hey, remember like the thingies? You still look a good fella. And like then they like beat the Kemi out of her, and then they
Yeah.
like have a really cute moment, and then it's like, oh, we have to erase their memories. Like, I'll give them 30 minutes, and then they re-meet again. Ah, that almost
Yeah,
made me
I
cry.
remember I was actually really mad at the show when it erased their memories and then seeing them have their meet cute again. I was like, "Oh, okay. You
Yeah,
fine show. You good."
yeah. It was just a nice little story, especially because
Yeah.
like I think this is gonna be the end of the initial episodic stuff because it seems like we're heading into conspiracy next
Mhm.
episode. So,
Though it'll be
uh,
interesting to see like how much longer we're going to keep up this kind of storytelling going into next episode because I saw somebody point out on Twitter the other day this is the first show since Build where we've gone 10 episodes without introducing another writer.
well, the teaser shows a driver in introduction, so
Yeah, but I think it's going to be a couple episodes of building that driver up.
true, which is good because Build is one of my favorites, so I kind of like that pacing. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um but speaking of pacing and introducing things, I'm sorry, but they introduced two new suit forms this episode and both of them were ass.
Not my favorite suits, but like I don't think they're like too ass.
Yeah, it's cool that we got the bike involved in the plot again. I love that they're continuing to use the bike, but there's a part of me that's really worried that like now that it's a form and it's just a side grade, we might have seen the last of it. Like we might get
Mm,
one or two more episodes where he uses this form.
yeah, that's an understandable concern, but like I'm not too worried. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I just really solid, good chart. Ends off this two-parter really well, and definitely like one of the I think the best episodes of Good Chart we just went through. Or it's like like very much the peak of what we've been building to, and now we're gonna head to like a new build to the peak. You know.
Yeah.
Anyway, King-Ohger,
Sure.
episode 36, Himeno's arranged marriage operation. This was hilarious.
I called it. I fucking called it, everybody. They're fucking shipping Yama and Himeno. I fucking called it in episode 3. Fuck everyone. I was right.
Well, actually, Vac, Himeno did end up with Rita.
That
That was a fake Himeno, yes, but like still.
that was the fake Himeno, and also like look, I shippers, you enjoy yourselves, but that was that y'all are reading way too much into that shit. There's no way they're going in that direction. In Japanese, I watched enough tokusatsu now to know
Alright, so
when
before we leave
character
this,
I have watched enough tokusatsu now to know when characters of the same sex act this way to each other, it's because they're trying to portray a deep relationship and they don't realize that people are going to read way too much into it.
anyway, This is a really silly episode. Get some Sebastian backstory, which was surprising. I was like, that's a good twist. That was a good twist with like, oh, the pretty boy, it was Sebastian all along. And it's like played off a joke where he's like, he's not actually that old, you know?
It wasn't played off as a joke. It was played off as like, hey, we're actually paying off
another episode.
Okay, well, you need to fucking say that for context, because
I thought I did.
You did not. You said the way you spoke. It was like, oh, they made it a joke in this episode. It's like, no, it was a joke back when he was first introduced, and they're building it out and actually doing something with that now, which was cool. That's more than I've come to expect from King-Ohger. So I did like that they were doing that. I'll admit the actual flashback scenes didn't do a lot for me personally because they didn't tell us a whole lot that we didn't already know about Himeno and Sebastian. But it was cool. It was fine. And my gosh, Jeremy was fucking hilarious this episode. Like,
yeah.
I've been really down on Jeremy recently, but he works great as just like a fucking troll to the other characters.
Yeah, that he really does shine. It's just like, well, I'm just gonna do it. Yama, you got this.
And then he proceeds to fuck with every trial Yama is involved in. It's so good. Yeah. Also, I just love the character line of like, remember, Jeremy looks the same age as everybody, but he's thousands of years old because his literal reaction to the monster scheme is just like, well, I'm not interested in marrying a relative to me child, so I'm just gonna sit this one out, boys.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
I just fucking realized that I could have said that a lot more simply. Jeremy beat the pedophile allegations.
There was no allegations against him.
I know. That's what makes it funny. That's humor. That's comedy. Laugh.
Laugh. Anyway, yeah. Also, we haven't got a few mech fights in this episode, which I kind of like. Like last few episodes, there hasn't really been many mech fights. There's just been kind of like, hey, here's a little solo fight with the suits. Kind of like that. It's kind of like, oh, we got to build back up to the mech. You know, the mech will be like a grand moment as we try to like liberate all the kingdoms. Pretty interesting. Also, just Kaguragi just at the end being like, yeah, I did. Oh, speaking of the end, we got to talk about Geoffrey the Giraffe.
Jeffrey, oh my god, I fucking screamed. Geoffrey the Giraffe, famous tokusatsu character, has finally returned. I was, oh boy, I have to wonder, is that an actual tie-in with Toys R Us making a return in Japan? Or did they literally just buy like the cheapest fucking overstocked plushies they could find at the liquidation store?
I mean, they also have like a bit of thing in Japan.
Yeah, and they also have like a literal guy in a Geoffrey Giraffe suit, which makes me wonder, like, is Toys R Us a thing on Gokkan? They got like fucking big retail chains in this fantasy world? What? Probably
in what's his name, Yanma's kingdom, with how tech based it is and how like futuristic it is.
Yeah.
So probably just Yanma's like Geoffrey the Giraffe visiting all the kids and those two.
The Geoffrey the Giraffe fun. You'd think it would be like a guy in a Mothun mascot suit, but I guess they didn't want to spend the money.
I guess they just had like a cross promotion because.
Yeah. Oh man. Either way, Geoffrey's the thumbnail this week. Fuck everything.
No, I want it to be Avatar Sentai versus Avatar Sentai Dawn Breeze. I meant to say Avatar Sentai Dawn Brothers versus Avatar Sentai Dawn Breeze.
This was fun. But it also really just struck me as all the actors getting to goof off for a weekend.
I mean, did you watch past the credits? They literally say goodbye.
Yeah. It is literally just that vibe of we had some leftover budget and we could get a cameo from another Zenkaiger guy, so we just did some silly shit. And
it was good silly shit. Apparently, this was not written by Inoue.
Really?
Yeah. Let me look up the writer's name, but like they did a really good job capturing Inoue's voice for the characters.
Yeah, it definitely felt like an Inoue script, I will say. Especially with Mr. A la carte.
Yeah, Hirofumi Fukuzawa. He has been a writer on like is he a rap? No, am I thinking? No, that was the director. Ayumi Shimo is the one who wrote it, and she's wrote episodes of Real Soldier and Kira Major.
Oh, all right. Well, she did a pretty good job here. I do have to ask though. Did you know what a la carte meant before you watched this?
No.
Okay, I thought I did, but I was totally wrong. I thought for some reason I for years have thought getting something a la carte means it comes with ice cream on the side. Turns out it just means you get your food in separate dishes. Okay.
Yeah.
Public school, everybody.
Yeah.
Also the cameo from Stacy's actor was wonderful. Uh,
Yeah.
Also, it was just hilarious. Before this got subbed, people on Tumblr were watching it raw and just sharing screen caps of Haruka in that scene, going, "Oh my God, Haruka's homophobic."
Yeah, I mean that's kind of been a running joke for a while, but like yeah, that was pretty
Yeah.
fun.
So I'm guessing you want that to be the thumbnail.
No, I just wanted like the freaking I don't know, something Don Breeze related, and actually it wasn't actually any versing. It's just the Don Brothers become the Don Breeze for a brief
Yeah,
period. So it's like
yeah,
kind of a misleading title, but still like a very fun episode of Don. It's
yeah.
episode length, so it's like yeah, I can call this an episode of Don Brothers. And that's like
It's also just like weird because I have no idea where to put this in the timeline
oh, they said
because like
episode in between episode 46, I don't know 48 or something like that.
oh okay because it's like they all clearly know who each other are in this episode and Sonoi is around but also Taro's fine and I'm like is this post series or not because I wouldn't
It's
expect him to be acting like this post series.
yeah, this is like before the finale. It seems.
Okay.
Yeah, but like for a final, like this is the last content produced for Don Brothers of the main production. Really great send, I'd say.
Yeah. I forget what the last little thing Zenkaiger got, but this definitely left more of an impression than that did.
I think Zenkiger just got the Kira Major versus movie.
Oh, okay. Well,
Like if we don't count versus Don Brothers, because that's more of a Don Brothers thing. But like, yeah, they
yeah,
just got like, yeah, they didn't really get too much like Zenkiger posted, which you'd think they would, given the freaking like marketable robots. But no, it's really weird that they didn't really do much of Zenkiger. I don't know why. I don't know.
mm. Well, hey, we'll get to see them again pretty soon.
Yeah. Oh no. The last thing from Zenkiger we saw was the Two Kaiser versus Gokai Red, which that was really good.
Oh yeah, that was fun. I
Yeah.
completely forgot about that. That was delightful, actually. You know what? They're both good. I like them.
Yeah, but both shows great modern Sentai. Hopefully, King-Ohger's side content is better than the King Heraculi spec. So
Yeah. Yeah, that's all the new stuff. Have you watched any more Godzilla this week?
no, okay. So I think I might have burnt myself out early. I want to get to Heisei stuff soon, but I don't know
Damn.
when. Especially because Heisei movies, not all of them are legally available. Even on the Godzilla channel on Pluto, which has them all on demand, they don't have versus Biolante which is super expensive on the aftermarket. So I'll have to sail the seven seas for versus Biolante.
Yeah, I found a pretty decent torrent of it a while back.
Yeah, I'll probably I could find the movies. It's just yeah.
It took me, I will say, didn't have a lot of seeders. Took me a couple hours to download, but it was doable.
All right. Yeah, but I'll get to Heisei Godzilla eventually. I'll probably do Heisei and Millennium back to back because they're kind of like same era.
Don't, you'll burn yourself out again.
Yeah.
Pace this out, bud.
Yeah, I'll try to pace out the future Godzilla movies. Anyway, how's Akito?
Agito good. I watched episodes 14 through 17 this week. The little point in the show where the lady claiming to be oh god, what's Agito's real name?
Shoichi?
Yeah, the lady claiming to be Shoichi's pre-amnesia girlfriend shows up, and that whole little arc happens. And at the same time, Hojo is trying to get the police to let him essentially put together an Agito kill squad. And then because Hojo's a fucking dumbass, he ends up accidentally trying to kill Gills, and Gills kicks the shit out of him and all the other cops, and Geoffrey has to come and save them. And God, is that wonderful. I am fully like I like Shoichi and like whatever's going on with Ryu is kind of interesting, but I am fully invested in the fucking police drama going on between the Geoffrey crew and Hojo. That
Doesn't
is
seem like the part you would like.
that is the main plot of Agito to me right now. Also, just like it's so adorable how realistically Ozawa has been written in these episodes, where she is like everybody's inner voice actually vocalized. Where she's like, "No, fucking Hikawa should be G-free because he's cuter. Hojo has the most punchable face in the world. Stop trying to throw fucking paperwork and bullshit at us and let us do our job, police higher ups."
Yeah, Agito's got a lot of great characters.
Yeah, it's a good time. I'm enjoying Agito. I'm gonna try and watch a decent number of episodes per week going forward.
Hey, good for you.
Yeah, but you know what's good for the listeners?
What?
Your content. Tell them where they can find it.
Oh, hi, I'm Buster Corp. I do too many videos on my YouTube channel, although we kind of been slowing down. But yeah, we got some good stuff. I just released a video on Fiona and Cake. I think it was good. It took it took longer than it should have to come out, but hey, it's out. Go watch it. I also did videos on the first 3 Godzilla movies. I'll get to the rest eventually. I have it written down. I just need to get to it. But I also have like lots of videos like Kamen Rider, Ultraman, Sentai, all the tokusatsu we talk about here, but in more in-depth thoughts, more constructive thoughts. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can find my social medias wherever I post. I'm not gonna say anything so it doesn't outdate the episode.
Oh boy. Hey everybody, I'm the Vacuuminator. I make YouTube videos. They're things you can watch. You can find them at youtube.com at the Vacuuminator. I put out a video on Kamen Rider not Agito, Kuga. Kuga. I put out a video on the Kuga Rider on Saturday. I swear I remember things correctly. Look, we're recording a little later than usual. All right, give us some slack. But yeah, Kuga video went up on Saturday. If you haven't checked it out already, please do. YouTube.com at the Vacuuminator. I put a lot of work into it, and it was a bit of a nightmare to get to come together on time. So I would appreciate the algorithm doing the good things. So go make that happen. Also, follow me on all my social media. All of our links are down in the video description, along with all the news links and every other good little modular thing you can go check out. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, as we said earlier. And that's it for this week in Tokusatsu. We'll see you back here for I guess next week in Tokusatsu. You want to do that? Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Bye.